First contact after years of space observations and advanced telescope explorations, the Zorin alien race decided to begin studying Earth and its inhabitants. With their advanced technology, they were capable of detecting activities on the planet's surface from great distances. Initially, they viewed humans as simply a new species. The Zorins formed a positive first impression of humanity based on their social structures, scientific achievements, and artistic expressions. Their technological advancements, artificial intelligence, and space research development made Earth seem like a hopeful planet to the Zorins. The Zorin leaders depicted humans as a peaceful species. The artwork, the quest for peace, cultural diversity, and the coexistence of various civilizations all contributed to this view. Zorins saw humans as a species that, although still evolving, had the potential for harmony. However, as they deepened their observations, they started receiving conflicting signals. At first, the Zorins observed humans from a distance, attempting to study them as a subject of interest. But soon, as they accessed extraterrestrial communication systems and analyzed human communication data, they realized that something wasn't right. The constant presence of violence, war, internal conflicts, and ethnic divisions made them question their initial perception of humanity. If humans are truly peaceful, why is there so much conflict? They began to wonder. This question left them puzzled. The challenges begin. The Zorins intensified their surveillance of Earth's civilizations, and soon they began to comprehend the darker side of humanity. They noticed the ongoing large-scale wars, colonization efforts, religious and ethnic conflicts, and the great impact of these factors on humanity. The Zorins also witnessed the human tendency for self-destructive behavior, as violence and war continued to perpetuate across the globe. While humans fought to establish peace and freedom, they were also plagued by their own history of conflict. The Zorins observed that, although humanity sought peace, it was often torn apart by contradictions. If they are so close to peace, why is there still so much violence? They wondered. Wars were not only fought over land, but also for dominance, freedom, and identity. The result of these struggles, however, was always the same: immense suffering and devastation. As the Zorins continued to observe, they delved deeper into Earth's history. They researched the darkest events in human history: the Nazi genocide, the system of slavery in the United States, the atrocities during the colonial period, and the civil wars in Africa. Each event revealed the deep-rooted violence and darkness embedded in the human experience. The Zorins were stunned. How could a species that displays such intelligence and creativity engage in such horrors? They asked themselves. A soldier's testimony one day. The Zorins invited Sergeant Jason Bellamy, a human Marine, to a formal meeting to learn more about humanity. Jason, one of the most experienced soldiers on Earth, had seen the darkest sides of war and had been a witness to numerous war crimes. As a Marine, he had fought in brutal conditions, and his understanding of human violence was unmatched. The Zorins, hoping to understand humanity better, chose him to represent humans in their first official interaction. In the meeting, the Zorin leaders began asking Jason questions to understand more about humanity. "We want to know if what we've heard about your kind is true," they said. "Is violence, killing, and destruction part of your nature?" Jason responded calmly. "Humans are a species that has evolved to survive, but that doesn't mean we always choose the right path. Our history is shaped by violence, and we are a species that struggles to learn from its mistakes." The Zorins were deeply affected by Jason's words, but at the same time, they were horrified. Humanity, though intelligent and creative, had been responsible for countless atrocities. Jason continued to share the dark chapters of human history, describing wars, genocides, and crimes against humanity. "Wars are not just physical battles," he explained. "They are also ideologically driven, and they've caused immense suffering for countless people." A deep dive into war. As the Zorins processed Jason's words, they began to understand the full extent of humanity's violent history. Wars were not just about territorial disputes. They were deeply embedded in human culture, ideology, and identity. Jason recounted the most horrific events in human history: the Holocaust, the enslavement of African people, the violence of the colonial era, and the bloody civil wars that had torn apart entire nations. Each event showed how deeply entrenched violence was in the human psyche. The Zorin leaders were horrified by what they heard. For them, peace was not just an ideal but a way of life. But humanity, with its violent history, was proving difficult to understand. You have killed each other over nothing more than power, land, and ideology, they said. Jason responded, "Yes, but we are trying to evolve. We struggle to overcome our darker nature, and we have always worked toward becoming better. We haven't lost hope." The Zorins began to realize that humanity was not simply a species of war and violence. Humans had the potential to change and grow, but it would not be easy. "We are not just war and destruction," Jason said. "We are also capable of peace, compassion, and creativity. But the path to peace is often clouded by the same darkness that has plagued us for centuries." Two different worlds. As the Zorins tried to understand humanity, they realized just how different their civilization was from human society. The Zorins had achieved peace and harmony within their own race, but humanity seemed caught between its violent past and its desire for peace. "You live in a world of contradictions," the Zorins said. "On one hand, you have the potential for great peace, but on the other, you are perpetually at war with each other." The Zorins understood that humanity's struggle was not just external, it was internal as well. "Your history is full of violence and suffering, but there is also a glimmer of hope," they said. "Perhaps the key to achieving peace is to confront the darkness within yourselves. Only then can you truly evolve as a species." The Zorins' perspective began to shift. They had once believed that peace was a simple, achievable goal, but now they realized that humanity would need to confront its darkest aspects to move forward. Maybe the only way for humanity to find peace is to face the consequences of its own actions, both as individuals and as a species, the Zorins concluded. Results in the future. In the end, the Zorins decided to continue observing humanity, but with a new understanding. They recognized that humanity would not achieve peace overnight, but they also saw potential, an ability to evolve and change. Jason Bellamy, through his testimony, had shown the Zorins that humanity had both a dark and a hopeful side. The Zorins understood that it was not enough to simply witness humanity's past. They would need to help humanity confront its darker aspects in order to progress. As the Zorins left Earth, they made the decision to try to form a peaceful relationship with humanity. It was clear that humanity had a long road ahead, but the Zorins were no longer viewing humans as a species doomed by their past. Instead, they saw a species with the potential to evolve, to learn from their mistakes, and to one day achieve true peace.